Good evening, everyone. We are thrilled to have Dee Shankar, who is also known as Dee, on our platform today. So, a little about Deepthi before we start the conversation. So, Deepthi is the first Indian woman who has been trained in Israel in combat techniques like Krav Maga, Kapap, and various others. She is also an instructor for Muay Thai. Apart from this, she is also a soft skills and communication trainer with with a diploma in cyber law as well. So without wasting much time, let me welcome Deepthi on News Shuttle. Welcome, Deepthi. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you, Debalina. Thank you so much for this humble introduction. I'm very, very happy to be here on News Shuttle today. And I'm very glad that we have been able to bring this conversation live for all those people who are listening to us, Debalina.
Definitely. And a lot of women or a lot of people who are going to watch this live would love to know a bit more about you. So, would you like to add something to what I have already said?
Yeah, so Debalina, just a little that for more than a decade now, almost more than 10 years now, that I have been working with schools and institutions span India and abroad.
Mhm.
So my area of work primarily has been women and children. When I went to Israel and I trained in Krav Maga and Kapap, one thing that I learned there is, as all of us know, Israel has been constantly warring since 1948.
Yes.
And there are five enemies all around them: Syria, Sudan,
Mhm.
Palestine, and all of that. So every day, constantly, the war happens. So there, I saw that children as young as 4 years, they
Mhm.
started learning how to fight back. They started learning training in studios, how to be strong mentally and physically. And even before they went to school, they बोली ना, मतलब बच्चे इसके पहले कि हिंदी इंग्लिश मैथ साइंस के बारे में कुछ भी जान सके, वो पहले
Mhm.
अपनी सेफ्टी के बारे में जानते हैं. And that
Definitely. We keep
makes them
seeing
so,
true.
yeah, alert and aware and so physically and
Yes.
mentally strong. So this is what I
Yes.
brought from there. And that is why when
Mhm.
I came back to India, I started working with children, because I feel if you really want to bring about a change in the society, your
Mhm.
area of work has to be children, because it
True.
grows like skin with them right from the beginning. When they learn
Mhm.
something, it becomes a habit
Mhm.
for them. And I'm very
Yes.
happy that you guys also are working with children, and I'm sure
Mhm.
there's loads
Yes.
that we can connect together here.
Definitely. And the situation which you explain, we keep seeing it on the television set, but we might not understand the gravity of it. But you being there on the field, you might have
Yes.
experienced it firsthand. So that is
Yes.
really an experience that you have with you. So, coming to my first question, so what does safety really mean? And mostly from an Indian context, what does safety mean to you, to us, what it should mean to everyone?
So, Devilina, the first thing that I want all of us to understand is, especially when we talk of Indian context, we are very different from everybody else in terms of geographical structures,
Mhm.
in terms of social structures. We have very close knit family systems, and we
Yes.
have culture which is deeply embedded in each one of us.
Yes. Very
So
true.
safety
Yes.
here is very important to understand that more than 93% of crime in India is committed by
Mhm.
people who know you. And people
Yes.
who know you, like you see in the news, you read in the newspapers every day,
Mhm.
most of the crimes and violence that happens against women and children is done by people in and around
Exactly.
them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it is very
Mhm.
important to understand that safety is three faceted. There are three phases of safety. First is the mental safety. And when I say mental safety, my mind should feel I am safe. The people around me, they respect me, they love me, they care for me, they understand me. Nobody talks to me in a bad language. Nobody disrespects me. Nobody uses certain words against me which breaks my confidence. That is what is mental safety. In today's time, if you see body shaming, name calling, all
Yes.
of this is such a common thing. I have myself been through situations as a young girl. Everybody looked at me, even my family members, closest of people, would tell me,
Mhm.
oh, she's so dark skinned, who's going to marry her, and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that is what is mental safety. When you grow up with that mindset, your mind somewhere limits you. and tells you, I don't know, how will I be able to do this? I'm not confident enough because I feel I am not enough. So the first aspect is mental, the second is emotional. Because most of the people who do bad things to us and we know them, we are emotionally very vulnerable and we feel, oh my god, he's my brother, how can I fight against him? He's my uncle, how
Exactly.
can I say that? Oh
Hmm.
my god, he's my husband, how can I say something against him? And in
Yes.
this process so many years just go by. Somebody has been living with it for 10 years, 15 years, and 20
Mhm.
years, and they don't speak up because they are emotionally trapped in that situation. And the third part of it is the physical safety. And physical safety is most visible. People can see anti rape, anti kidnap, anti molestation. When you talk
Yes.
about that, people can see that happening. But people cannot see the mental and emotional harm that happens with people. And especially, Debolina, in our country, we don't give so much of space to people to come up and talk about it because everybody around us judges us. तूने भी तो कुछ किया होगा. That is why people do this to
Yes.
you. You know, you behave like this. That is why that happens to you.
Mm.
So always I am at fault if something is happening to me. So I prefer not to talk. I keep quiet.
So I truly agree with you, Deepthi. So basically, this emotional and mental safety, probably that the hazard which we face is more has a more deeper
Yes.
impact than physical
It's
safety at
very
times. I mean,
damaging, Debolina.
yes,
Very
yes,
damaging.
yes.
And most of the times, I will tell you, any kind of physical harm only
Mm-hmm.
happens when people are mentally or emotionally
Exactly.
not stable.
True.
You know,
True.
when I say
True.
not
Very true.
stable, which means that if I have to do something bad to you, Debolina, and I come to you and say,
Mhm.
Debolina, come and sit in my car, will you come and sit in my car? No,
Yes.
you
Mm.
won't.
Yeah.
But I come and
Mm-hmm.
scare you. Hey, what's this? Come, you do this. So the moment I
Yes.
do that, your mind
Mhm.
just gets trapped. Oh my God,
Yes.
how am I going to
Mhm.
react to this? And the fear
Exactly.
takes over. And it's that fear which makes my job easy.
Yes. Yes. So that brings me to the next question. So what do we do, or how do we make people around us feel safe? So sometimes we feel that ourselves feel intimidated, or how do we react to the person who's probably trying to do that, and what we as individuals can do to make ourselves and people around us feel safe.
So, Debolina, I think the first thing that we have to do to stay safe is to learn to say no. And this is a
Very
very
hard.
tough
Yes.
lesson to learn, you know,
Yes.
because as I said, most of us are mentally and emotionally trapped in that situation. We think
Mm-hmm.
10 times. If I say no to you, then Debolina will get angry, she's not going to talk to me,
Yes.
I will lose a friend, my relationship will go bad. Now everything around it is so
Mm-hmm.
deeply rooted in my personality, in my thought process, that saying a no is a very big challenge. If
Becomes
you look at the
harder. Yeah.
recent crime data, Debolina, there have been
Mhm.
situations where girls have faced things like her own father doing bad things to her.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
people in
Mhm.
immediate family doing domestic violence has increased by 200%
Yes.
in our country. Now, people who are closest to me, I love them the most, and they are doing this to me, and I have to stand up and say no. I don't get the
Mhm.
courage. My mind says, oh my
Yes.
god, the moment I say no, my marriage will break. What happens to my family? Maybe I am not
Yes.
financially independent to handle that situation. My entire family will have to face a situation where we are judged, we are ridiculed, everybody makes fun of us. So learning to say no and teaching people to say no is the first lesson of safety, I would say. And the biggest thing that we need to learn is, Debolina, every no comes with a price. And when I say price, are you willing to pay that price? So today, me and Debolina have a fight, and I think, Debolina, आज के बाद मैं तुमसे बात नहीं करूंगी if you do this to me. So
Mhm.
am I ready to pay that price? Most of the
Yes.
times we are not ready
Mhm.
to pay the price, and which is why we don't say no. So we have to teach our children right from the beginning,
Yes.
learn to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. And when I say right and wrong, I am not saying that somebody is right and somebody is wrong, because what is right for me
Yes.
could be wrong for you,
Could be wrong.
what is
Yes.
wrong for
Very
me
true.
could be right for you. So we have
Yes.
individual choices and situations where we have to be strong enough to decide, I don't like this and I'm not going to accept this.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
am willing to pay a price because it is affecting me mentally, it is affecting me
Yes.
emotionally. And so many times, Debolina, you will see that people are affected mentally and emotionally. Maybe a physical harm is not happening, कोई मुझे मार
Yes.
नहीं रहा, कोई मुझे पीट नहीं रहा, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं मेरी बॉडी में उसका इफेक्ट दिखाई देता है. Somebody puts on a
Yes.
lot of weight, they become obese. Somebody lose a lot of weight, they become very weak. Some people start getting lots of problems and diseases because in the mind constantly something is happening. So if you
Yes.
want to
Yes.
create safety around yourself, the first thing is have the courage and the
To say.
understanding to differentiate between right and wrong and stand up and say no for yourself. When you say no,
Yes.
half of the battle is won, because then you are willing to fight back. You are willing to
Yes.
stand up and do something about it. And that's the whole
Yes.
essence of safety.
Yes. Because many times we have seen that whenever some this kind of news or something which comes us, we probably just shy away or change the channel
Yeah,
or do something. So we really don't understand that okay, तो उसके साथ हो रहा है. But there
हाँ,
are
मेरे साथ भी
situations
यही
when
है.
it yeah, there
Yeah,
are situations when that same thing can happen to us. So in those
yes.
circumstances, we are afraid to speak up, or we ignore the situation, we avoid taking any action. So how do we help them, or how do we help those people, or what they should do to cope up with situations like this?
So, Debolina, especially with people with who something has gone wrong,
Mm-hmm.
one of the main reasons why things go wrong is we have never been taught how to handle situations. You know,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I was talking about right from the beginning. When a child is 4 years, 5 years old, we send them to school, we start teaching them ABCD 1 2 3 4. But how many of us teach our children how to stay safe no matter where you are? In fact,
Yes.
we don't even want to talk about things like this. We don't want to tell our children that there could be a bad situation when somebody can look at you in a way you don't like, somebody touches you, somebody can
Yes.
come close to you and harm you. In fact, we want to hide all such things. And when we are hiding all such things, the people are not mentally prepared. So, for example, if I come close to you and I try to touch you and push you and grab you or do something, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh my God, what do I do? So, you freeze with fear because you have never been in a situation like this before. So we could
Yes.
have two ways of looking at this. The first way should be, which I always believe in, start teaching your children how to deal with negativity around them, how to deal with problems around them. Don't become weak. Rather, have the strength enough to stand up for yourself and fight back. मैक्सिमम क्या होगा, थोड़ी चोट लग जाएगी, थोड़ा थोड़ी लोगों को पता चल जाएगा तो मेरा नाम खराब हो जाएगा. It is all right,
Mm.
it doesn't matter, but I will not carry the scar for my life.
Yes.
Let's take a simple example, Develina. If you are traveling in a metro or a bus and somebody comes close to you and he gropes you and he touches you in a way which you don't like, no
Mm.
matter how many times you have a bath and clean yourself, can you clean it from your
Yes.
mind? You
Yes,
can't.
we can totally relate to that. Many of the
Yes.
viewers or women would that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't wash it away. And every
Yes.
time it comes to your mind, you feel dirty. Oh my God, why did he do this
Yes.
to me? And you feel
Mm.
like your entire identity is violated for that one moment. So, if we could
Yes.
teach our children and tell them how to deal with such situations before something
Mm.
goes wrong, how can
Yes.
I be prepared so that something like this doesn't happen to me? And if
Mm.
at all it happens, I should be strong enough to be able to fight back. For example, if I am that girl and somebody tries to touch me, the moment I feel the touch, I should turn around, boom, break him down.
Yes.
And the
Mhm.
moment I break him down, there'll be 100 people looking at me, oh my God, what happened? And
Yes. That's what
that
we are
is,
always
yeah,
fear that okay, what will people think? Yes.
what will people
Yeah.
think? So, how does it matter? If people
Matter.
are looking at me and I have been able to fight back, I am a hero and I'm much
Yes.
stronger than everybody else. But with people who have not been able to fight back, Debolina, the only support we can extend to them is have a heart which is non-judgmental. In India,
Yes,
unfortunately,
very
even
true.
if my sister comes to me and tells me that somebody touched her or somebody said something to her which she doesn't like, the first question will be, "What were you wearing? What were you doing? What kind
Yes,
did
yes,
you also do something because of which he does this?" This question mark on people is what makes them live that incidents over and over again. And trust you
yes,
me,
yes,
this happens with boys as much as it happens with girls.
exactly.
The
Yes,
United Nations data says 3 out of 5 boys and 4 out of 5 girls across the globe are subjected to some kind of sexual crime and violence at some stage of their life.
yes,
Now, what I'm
yes,
trying to say is most people we meet every day, they have been living with one experience or the other like this. So, can we have a heart to not judge them and to not make fun of them and to
yes.
not think that they were not good enough? That is why this happened to them. That's the first thing. Have empathy for them, be compassionate towards them. And then the second part of it, give them counselors, give them support system who can help them come back to life and connect with regular life. It is very important to accept them as regular people like me and you. Till the time you keep calling me a rape survivor, in my mind every day I will be living that problem that I faced, yes or no.
Yes,
Rather than
yes,
calling me
definitely.
Deepthi is a rape survivor, you should be saying Deepthi is Deepthi.
Yeah, very true.
because
Yeah.
because nobody calls somebody she's an accident survivor or she's a marriage survivor or she is a food indigestion survivor. But why
Yeah.
why a rape survivor? So that stigma, that taboo attached with it
Yes.
has to be broken. Only then we can have a heart for those people who have been suffering with these problems in their lives.
So the main thing is to stop being judgmental because
Yes.
I mean, that kind of adds to the trauma of the victim, or it kind of
Yeah,
keeps
because
the
Devalina,
person
if
pushing towards a
every
bad
time
mental.
every time I meet you, I ask you, "Oh, Devalina, I'm so sad this happened to you." Now,
Yes,
how do you
yes,
feel?
yes,
You are
definitely.
reminded
Yeah,
every time somebody talks to
remind.
you,
Yes,
and
yes,
and then you don't want to talk to people. You don't want to go out and
yes.
meet people. So it is very important to let people
Mm.
be, accept them the way they are. Don't judge them.
Yes, yes. And that is very true for, I think, kids as well, because that is
Yes,
at their growing stage when, as parents or anyone, we just means we start being judgmental, then they start hiding things from us. So that
yes,
is
very
something
true.
as parents we wouldn't like, but we really don't know how to help them at times. I mean, I myself, I'm a mother of a daughter, but something as this happens, I really wouldn't know how to kind of talk to her, or how to kind of make her tell me things which probably someone else wouldn't understand. So how as parents we can help kids to open up to us and talk to us about issues, and if what they are feeling, and how can we help them as parents.
Debolina, parenting is such a complicated subject. How I
Yeah,
would
true.
parent my child and how you parent your child are absolutely different ways. I always like to say this, like if I want to be an engineer or a doctor or an MBA graduate, I have a syllabus to cover. I cover that syllabus
Mhm.
and I become an engineer or a doctor. But to become a parent, there is no syllabus.
Yes.
You don't know what all you should be
Yeah.
studying so that you become a
Yeah.
good parent. So the
True.
first
True.
thing that we need to understand is, as much as it is important for you to teach your child how to be
Mhm.
strong, you as a mother, you as a parent also should know how to handle that situation. For example, your child is
Yes.
trying to open a bottle and the bottle doesn't open. The child comes to you and say, "Ma, can you help me do this?" So the ma tries and it opens up. So the child is depending on you for a solution.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
when something like a safety problem happens with a child and the child comes to you and says, "Ma, somebody was looking at me and I don't know how to handle it." You don't know how to handle. How will you teach your
True.
child? So
Yes.
it is important for the parents also to know how to handle that situation. And
Yes.
the thing that you are asking me is so pertinent. Most children do not come and share with their parents. Again,
Hmm.
why don't they come and share with their parents? I'll give you a
Mhm.
simple example. Let's say a girl goes to tuition classes every evening, and when she goes to her tuition class, there are two boys who follow her or tease her, and she feels bad.
Mhm.
If she comes back home to you and tells you, "Ma, these two boys have been following me. I feel very unsafe." You as a mother, Debolina, what will be your first response? आप क्या बोलोगे अपने daughter को?
So
क्या
I
बोलोगे?
probably will. I mean, we will kind of start maybe judging them whether, like,
Yeah, the
did you
first thing,
do something like this, or
I
yeah.
think the
I
first
mean,
thing you
that
will
is the
say,
common.
yeah, and the first thing you will see, अच्छा ठीक है, कल से ट्यूशन मत जाना. I will call the tuition teacher
Exactly.
home.
We'll find an escape route.
Yes. And the moment you say this, the independence of the child is curbed. You are not trusting the child that she will be able to take
Yes.
care of
Yes.
herself. And from a very early age, you have taught your child that she is vulnerable. She is not
Yes.
capable of protecting herself. She needs mama or papa or bhaiya to protect her. अच्छा अकेले मत जाना पापा के साथ जाना भाई के साथ जाना now
Yes.
my
Yes.
question is for the last 20 years everybody has been talking about women empowerment empower the women I want to be a doctor
Mhm.
engineer scientist but I can't protect myself how can I be a
Yes.
scientist how can I be a
Mhm.
doctor are you trying to tell me that at 12 o'clock in the night if I have to go to the hospital my husband will go to drop me and pick me back
Yes. Mhm. True.
so, the second thing that we need to understand is be the parent who gives strength to your child. Trust your
Mhm.
child, believe in your child, and tell your child, don't worry, beta, tomorrow somebody comes close to you, go and stand up for yourself, fight back. Don't worry, I'm there to
Yes.
support you. If you need, go and learn how to fight back. Put her into a class where she can go and learn how to protect herself देर आर पीपल प्रोफेशनल्स हु आर विलिंग टू टीच जब आपका बच्चा मैथ्स
Mhm.
में फेल हो जाता है देबोलीना तो आप मैथ्स का ट्यूशन लगाते हो ना because
Exactly.
you want your
Mhm.
child to be good in maths but when
Mhm.
today the whole country is talking about safety and security of
Mhm.
women and children how many of us are sending our children to safety classes
True. True.
are
Yes.
we waiting that something goes wrong then I will teach my
Yes.
child how to fight back no
Yes.
जब
No.
कुछ हो जाएगा
Definitely.
उसके बाद कर क्या पाओगे then it is over then you can't
Yeah.
fight back.
Yes.
And the second thing to understand here is that most of us have taekwondo, karate, and judo as a part of
Mm.
curriculum for most schools where
Extracurricular.
our
Yes.
children go to. Yes. But I want everybody who's listening to us to understand that taekwondo karate is a sports based martial arts system. You play the
Yes.
game. When I play
Mhm.
karate, I'm also a black belt in karate. So when you play the game, I will only play with somebody who plays karate like taekwondo is
Yes.
played in Olympics. So two people who
Yes.
play taekwondo will play together. It's like playing cricket. It's like playing football.
Mhm.
But in a
Exactly.
real life situation, when somebody attacks you or somebody tries to harm you, do you know which form of martial arts he is going to play? So am I going
Exactly.
to ask him,
Mhm.
are you playing taekwondo today? Or
No.
karate or judo or Brazilian
Mhm.
jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So that is why your mind is the strongest weapon that you have. And right
Yes.
from the beginning, we have to give a mind to our children that you have to protect yourself no matter where you are. Your safety is your responsibility. Nobody else is
Mhm.
going to come and help you. And this, as a parent, is a very important tip to be able to connect with your child you should be absolutely open to conversations share your experiences with children so for example debulina if you come from office tomorrow and you tell your child you know beta when I was coming in my car at the red light there were these two boys on the bike they were following me I felt very bad so your daughter
Yes.
also will share, Ma, the other day I was going, this happened to me also. What should we do when something like this happens? That helps
Yes.
you connect with your child. That gives you a lot of, relationship on individual level. Treat your child as a person, not just
Yes.
as your child. Because you are two different kinds of people who need to be friends, who need to connect with each other,
Yes.
understand the kind of problems you are dealing with. And that I think makes a good parenting.
Yes. So once they see that you are giving them the support the first time, they will automatically come and open up to you the next time, and obviously that kind of chain of trust and this thing also builds
Yes.
up. because
Yes.
these things also happen, god forbid, and these things also happen spontaneously. You really don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
will happen, so obviously you should be
And
prepared in kinds of.
because most of the time the Bolina parents, they stop their children from doing things. So for example, your
Yes.
daughter wants to go with her friends for a birthday party. You will say, "Acha, kaun aa raha
Mm,
hai?" And she says,
yes,
"Acha,
yeah.
mama, 3 girls and 2 boys." Oh, boys are also coming. Don't go in the night. Go
Mm.
in the afternoon only. Now next time when she's going for a party, she will not tell you who all are going.
Yes,
Mama,
very
5 girls
true.
are going. She will not
Mm.
mention the boys. So
But
you are
yes.
teaching your child to lie to you
Mm, mm, yes.
because you are not trusting your child. So if you trust your child and you tell her, "It's okay, beta, I know you can take care of yourself. Just be
Mm,
safe." So she will come back and tell you the truth. She's not going to hide anything from you.
yes, very true.
So that's what we need to give
So,
our children.
yeah. So what can we do? What basic things can we probably teach them or do at home? And what is a good age for kids to start learning or doing things or learning things that will probably help them in their personal safety? And what things, since we are all in a lockdown time, so it's a good time to utilize probably to learn something
Yes,
that will help
yes,
them in
yes.
personal safety as well. So, what things can be done at home at a basic level, and what would be a good age for kids to start on this as well?
So I would say the moment your child starts talking,
Okay.
communicating with you, you can start
Mm-hmm.
introducing personal safety to your child. Again, I would like to give an example here. I was doing a corporate workshop many years ago, and there was this
Okay.
lady who came back from her maternity leave, and her daughter was just about 6, 8 months at that time. And she said, "Ki, ma'am, I have a girl child and I have to leave her and come
Mm-hmm.
to office. And my mind is constantly at home. I don't know whether my child is safe or not. And she's so small, she can't even talk." So
Yes.
we designed a game wherein she taught her
Okay.
child that anybody touches you between your shoulders and your knees. Her name was
Mm-hmm.
Manya. The child was Manya. So the
Okay.
mother played this game with the child. Anybody touches between your shoulders and your knees, Manya says boo. So Mama used to play this game. So Mama touches Manya here, Manya will say boo. Papa touches Manya here, Manya will say boo. So one day, when this lady came back from office, they had a helper
Mm-hmm.
boy at home who used to do the cleaning and sweeping. So one day she came back from office and she asked Manya, "Manya ne kya kya kiya? Manya khaya, Manya soya. Amma, Manya, bhaiya, woo." What does that
Mm.
mean? That
Yes.
means that the
So,
bhaiya tried
mhm.
to touch her between the shoulder and her knees, even if it was a good touch. The point is,
Yes.
there is no need for bhaiya to touch Manya.
Yes.
So you can
Exactly.
start very early in life and you can design something for your child which works for you and your child. Technically, I start teaching children from the age of 3 years. My program runs with schools from nursery
Mm.
classes. And we teach
Okay.
our children basics starting from how to maintain a safe distance. Like our small children, when we see them, somebody comes to your house, Debolina, they come and hug
Mhm.
your child, somebody kisses your
Yes.
child, and it's a
Mhm.
normal habit. We are all okay with that. And that is why if a stranger or somebody who wants to harm my child comes and hugs my child will not feel bad. It's a normal thing.
Exactly.
Sare uncle auntie karte hain. And then somebody gropes my child and she feels, "Oh my god, ye kya hua? Ye to pehle kabhi
Mm.
nahi hua tha." So it is important to teach our children rather than hugging and kissing. A namaste is a good idea because when I say namaste auntie, namaste uncle, you are not touching me. I am maintaining my
Yes.
safe distance. I am also talking and sharing what is happening, so I look like a confident and strong person. I'm not going to keep quiet. So teaching such
Yes.
habits right from the beginning is very important. One very important exercise I will recommend every parent should do with their child, I call it the circle of trust. The circle of
Mhm.
trust means sit with your child and draw a circle. Inside the circle, put a picture of your child and let your child choose any 4 or 5 people from her environment: mama, papa, dada, dadi, mama, papa, bhaiya, auntie, any 4 people, and put their pictures. And teach your child only these 4 people can touch you or hug you or kiss you or give you a bath or take you to a place where you are alone. Anybody else is not allowed. The moment you teach this to your child, automatically you have taught your child that she is not going to let other people come so close to her that they harm her. My point is, Debolina,
Yes.
even people who are closest to you, some chacha who comes from US once in a year, why should my daughter sit in his lap? And if she is sitting in
True.
his lap, I should be present there. And I say, okay, beta, it is all right. Sit with Chachu. That's all right. But when I am not there and then somebody is trying to come close to my child, it is not acceptable.
Yes.
So we have to start
Yes.
from there. Make small things which become a habit for your child right from the beginning. So I have been, ever since this lockdown started, Debolina, I have been doing a lot of these webinars and seminars. And in fact, I have been running regular classes for children and mothers where I am teaching personal safety and helping them understand how to create safety as a way of life. At home, what you can do. When you go to office, what you can do. When your child is in school, what they can do. So it is important, find somebody who you know, or you can connect with me, anybody who's interested. Please take out some time and invest that time in learning how to make this a habit. Because even if your child becomes a doctor or engineer, you look at recent data, women and men have been successful
Yes.
people. They have been doctors and engineers, and still they became a victim and something bad happened to
Yes.
them. So
Yes.
safety is very, very important to be taught right from the beginning.
Yes, and it was a very good exercise that you spoke about the circle of trust. So, all for all our viewers, you can mostly young who
Yes.
have young children, they can always parents. You can always try this one, and it's very and children are like when they are growing, they could easily relate to these things. So once they start growing, they'll be able to like they know the at this age this is my circle of trust. So when I
Yes.
move to the next level, probably I can increase it to only these people.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
this,
And
how they yeah
if you look at grown up adults, Debolina, today you also have a circle of trust. Don't you have four or
yes
five people in your life who you
who
trust the
are
most?
definitely yes
So at every
yes
stage of life, we have a circle of trust. So having a habit of circle of trust and sharing yourself completely will also help you keep mentally fit. Because if I am
yes
dealing with something alone and I'm constantly thinking, my mental health goes for a toss. But I pick up
yes
a phone and call you up and say, देबोलीना मैं बहुत परेशान हूँ मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है I don't know how to do this. अच्छा डी don't worry I will help you मैं हूँ ना तू परेशान मत हो. That gives me so much of confidence. Isn't that important?
it's very very important. So, viewers, you also know that she's also the founder and director of Safe Campus. So, if you can just tell us a bit about what is Safe Campus or what exactly it is involved in or how you do things in there, so that our viewers
Okay,
are
so
also aware of them. Yeah.
So, Safe Campus is a venture I started about 6 years ago. And as the name suggests, it is about creating safety on campuses. So, we primarily work with schools and colleges where we start from the guard at the gate and we go up to the principal. So the teachers have a separate session, the support staff, the helpers have a separate session, the guards, the drivers, the conductors, everybody undergoes a session of training, and then the students undergo a training where we teach them how you can protect yourself and how you can help others. So for example, in a school, all of us have heard so many situations in schools that have happened to children. In
Yes.
a school,
Yes.
you see a child who is in a difficult situation. Two children are fighting, somebody's trying to choke, somebody's sitting on his chest and fighting. If you start screaming, Debolina, and say, hey, mat karo, don't do this, don't do that, the child gets scared, and in that fear, he can do something more harmful. So
Yes.
even a teacher and a support staff needs to know how to handle that situation. And this is
Yes.
not taught in our country. So we
Mhm.
started this about 6 years ago, and my program runs as a curriculum for about 150 schools pan India and abroad. So what we do through this program is all through the year, almost every second month, the child undergoes a session on mental safety, emotional safety, physical safety, and cyber safety. Because in today's
Yes.
times, cyber
Yes.
safety is one of the most important ththings. If I
Yes.
am upset with you, I'm angry with you, easiest way is to put a dirty thing on your page on Facebook,
True.
say bad words to you, troll you, and that has such a great mental impact.
Yes.
The
Yes.
image gets tarnished. So it is very important. to start right from the beginning. So in the schools, what we do is right from class nursery to class 12. Every year, the child undergoes sessions in personal safety, which is age appropriate information. So, for example, a class 1 child will learn anti kidnap drill. Somebody tries to pick you up and put you in a car. How will you fight back? And a class 12 child can learn anti rape drill. So, because I can't talk about the word rape in class one, 2, 3, 4,
Sure.
5. They are very
Very.
young. We don't want to give them those words and ideas. But
Mhm.
at the same time, it is happening to children as young as 3 years also.
True. True.
So we have
Yes.
to teach them without giving them those words and the negative environment around them. So it's a fun way of learning how to stay protected. It's a fun way of giving them an idea that you have to maintain your safe distance. You have to be strong. Somebody tries to come close to you, scream out loud, make noise so that people should be able to hear you. Something is not right. But most of the time, what happens when something goes wrong, you freeze, you get so scared, and when you don't
Mhm.
talk, people can't come and help you. So that's what
Yes.
Safe Campus is all about. And we are very happy that over the years, we have been really working constantly with the same set of children. So 6 years ago, I started with children in class 5, and now they're in class 11. And I see a
Mhm.
different level of confidence and the way they
True.
talk and they express themselves.
Mhm.
It's beautiful,
Yes.
it's amazing.
Yes.
We are very happy to be doing what we are doing. And through Safe Campus, we really have been able to create a lot of difference because we work with about 1 lakh people every year. So India is 1.3 billion population, but 1 lakh is very small. But I'm
Yeah.
sure in the years
But
to
that
come,
yes,
yeah, we will be
you
able
can
to
still
make
start with a small step. You will
yes,
definitely this
yes,
thing. Uh,
yes,
so now that schools are like not operational, or they are kind of during this lockdown. So are you also doing something online, or like
yes,
do you have an
yes.
alternative for what those offline classes used to be? Do you have something an alternative
Yes,
program as well?
absolutely.
Okay.
So now that the schools are all working online, we are also working online and we are delivering all our sessions online. Yes, the physical part of it cannot be done, like the sports cannot be done right now. But at the same time, there is a lot of concept building that can be done. For example, a body shaming can be done, a gender sensitivity can be done, judgmental attitudes can be worked upon. There's one thing that I like to work on, which my chapter is called Mind Your Language. Mind your language is very important. In today's time, you see all these Netflix, the movies, the TV serials, the
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
words they use. It is not acceptable. You put a
Yes.
post, Debelina, on Facebook, put your picture, you will see out of 30 comments, 10 will be hot,
True.
sizzling.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
oh, darling,
So
you look so good. I mean, are we okay with people writing like that? I am not okay with that. I don't want people to look
yes.
at me like that. So we need to teach our children these words are not supposed to be used so
In a public
frequently with
yes.
everybody and anybody. You have to know when to use, because this is when a problem starts happening. You disrespect other people will start fighting, a quarrel will
Yes.
happen, and that becomes a big issue all the time. So yes, we
Yes.
are doing online sessions. A lot of online sessions are happening, and we have been able to create a lot of impact. We have been having school teachers for our sessions, school principals for our sessions, and of course, children and parents have been participating in the sessions.
So it was lovely talking to you about all these things which we tend to ignore, or we tend to kind of shy away talking about it. So for all
Yes.
our viewers, if you have any questions for Deepthi, Dee would be happy
Yeah, any
to answer
queries,
them.
any questions you have, I'll be very happy to answer them. Even if you cannot ask us right now, you can write on
Yeah.
the chat box whenever you
Yes.
can, and we'll be very happy to connect with you. And through
Yes.
News Shuttle, I am always available for you. Anything that you want to personally discuss with me or
Yes.
share with me and connect with me, I'll be very happy. And I would rather want to say that please take out a little time and let's organize a proper workshop for parents and children, for all those who are interested, because this is a need of the hour, and let's make the best use of time. The one thing that we all need to understand during lockdown, when the whole world is sitting at home, one
Mhm.
thing that did not stop is domestic violence. If you see the crime data across the globe, domestic
Mhm.
violence has increased in the times of lockdown.
Yes,
Why?
including child abuse, I guess,
Yes,
because we have
yes.
been, the numbers are
Why
shocking
has
actually.
Why has it increased, Debolina? Because the problem is not on the streets. The problems is inside the
Exactly.
households.
Yes,
So
yes.
we need to clean our houses. We need to clean our families. We need to teach our children. We need to teach our husbands how to be those people who can be trusted, who can be those people who absolutely are banked upon. I know that my husband cannot be that person who does bad thing. My son cannot be that person. My daughter cannot take things negatively. So that is what we need to understand.
And we also, it's not about only the girls or the women. We have so
No,
many cases we have seen which
yes,
are like crimes
for
against
boys,
boys, little boys, and also we should understand that it's not the gender thing that actually comes into play. Rather, it's probably
absolutely yes.
that state of mind, or probably anything can happen to anyone. So it's just that
And
everyone
also,
needs to be
Devolina,
aware.
together, both the genders together create the society.
True.
One
Yes.
alone
Yes. All
cannot
hands.
change it.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
together we have to stop this conversation about gender divide. We have to
True.
start
Very
looking at
true.
each one of us as individuals and
As an
equal
individual.
opportunities for
Yes.
everybody. That's what I
Yes.
believe in. So thank you so much, Devolina, for hosting me. Thank you, Shweta, for giving me this platform, and all those people who are listening to us. I truly, truly look forward to connecting with you personally, and let's do some workshops together wherein we actually can create a long lasting impact on the society.
We are equally thrilled and we were really excited. And it was a pleasure to have you on our platform talking about these issues. I'm sure a lot of viewers have learned a lot of new things and they would definitely connect with you personally or through us. And the idea of workshop, definitely that we'll definitely come up with something like that. Once again, thanks a lot for coming to News Shuttle and talking to us. It was really our pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Revolina. All the best. All the best to New
Thank you.
Shuttle.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.